Welcome to DFS Karma, where we talk about our favorite fantasy sports plays for football, basketball, baseball, and pretty much everything else. Be sure to check out and create an account with all of our partners, such as MonkeyKnifeFight.online, PrizePicks.online, and StatHero.online. Use the promo code KARMA on any of these sites to get an exclusive deposit bonus. And don't forget to check out all of our free fantasy content on DFSKarma.com, as well as our own premium plays. Without further ado, let's get the show on the road. Please welcome today's hosts.
Let's go. We're back. Welcome to the Teeing It Up podcast. I'm your host, AC, with DFS Karma and Bet Karma. I have my co-captain, Sam Sherman, with me. As always, we're going to run through everything on DraftKings. We'll talk about some super draft stuff. Another great week for our entire community last week, Sam. Special shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, Serrano, the subscriber who's been with us a long time, who's just like in DFS golf, in real life golf, he's been trending. Sam, I know you've seen him in the last 3-4 weeks. I mean, it was awesome to see the next tier, and then boom, he banked a big one, at least over $10,000. And the pride of that win is coming in first, right? In a huge single entry. So shout out to him. Congrats. Great to see everybody in our Discord chat, just getting better every week. I mean, the big wins are going to come, and you just got to kind of be ready for it. So before we dive into this week, quick housekeeping. DFSKarma.com is where all of our, obviously, DFS tools, projections, core plays, and content lie. And then we have all of our bets at betkarma.com. Same thing with some of the tools, content, and obviously the picks, right? Because people want the picks. Sam, how was your week last week in both DFS and the betting market? And then let's kind of talk real quick. We're going to keep this under 30 minutes tonight. Awesome tournament. Like, let's just be real. Best tournament of the year. I felt like it was potentially the best finish in the last, dare I say, 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say that was the best final round since probably Tiger. And that's not because I'm a Tiger homer, just because when he won the Masters, that was awesome.
Can't top that.
Yeah, dude, I mean, I honestly was like, I've somehow magically gotten my girlfriend into kind of watching golf with me, and I turned around, I was like, the future of this game is so bright, it's absolutely insane. You had JT was the old guy in the group, and he's 27. It was so cool to watch. Morikawa is a freak of nature. He's gonna win a lot, dude. He's very well spoken. I respect the hell out of him. He's not only good, but he's just very well spoken. He's very mature. I can't believe I didn't get any 6-6s. I literally needed Homa to get one more, and I needed Rose of all people to not shoot 1,000. So that kind of took me. I cashed in GBPs, but it took me anything big. But yeah, dude, shout out to that sub. We don't know how to pronounce his name. I always say Grafano. That dude gets a 6-6 every single week.
Every week.
Shout out to him. Yeah. Shout out to him. But yeah, I'm excited for this field. This is the best field I think they said in the last 8 years or something by strength of field. Yeah. So it should be good.
Yeah, you mentioned that in Discord. 8 years, that's just wild. But, when you take the eyeball test, it's crazy. And we'll get into it in a second. My quick takeaways are, wow, what a finish. I mean, I couldn't believe what was happening. I mean, I got to watch most of it because it started earlier. And I had to head to my nephew's 10th birthday party and was on the way listening and got out of the car. And I legit sent a message in Discord and said, congrats to the JT ticket holders. We talked about getting some hedge life bet on him, which I did, but I had a huge outright on Morikawa and a ton of people in the Bet Karma Discord. Again, you can access that chat. Just go to betkarma.com. You'll find the packages there in the chat function, but a lot of big winners. Sam, you got to admit, there is no better feeling seeing a bunch of people just winning outright bets, and we've done it quite often. We've done it quite often in 2020. Yeah. We had a good year last year, but this is our second year together running point guard on this golf stuff, and we're going to try to stay hot. So the picks are going to be there this week. I've given away a few on the podcast as well, and I'll probably trim that down and, again, funnel more towards the Discord there. But, man, like you said, Morikawa, not only well-spoken, but just absolutely elite. I mean, we've been saying for 2-3 months about how good this guy was. I made the ridiculous, and it still is ridiculous comment that he reminded me not only, I know what you mean by his mannerisms, but just his game of like a younger Tiger, right? I'm not comparing him to Tiger, but dude, this guy, I don't know, man. Like he's kind of got everything, to be honest. And he's extremely accurate. So
see him talk with his caddy. I think one of the best things about not having the fans is you can hear the caddy talks. And like, I saw a conversation where the caddy's like, yeah, hit it like 18 to 24 inches past the pin, and he stuck it like right there. Like he's so precise. I haven't seen. I don't like Tiger comparisons either, but he's probably the best. He's easily a top 2 or 3 iron player on the tour right now, along with JT, along with Hovland, along with Tiger. So it's pretty awesome, and I hope he continues to be a stud because he's fun to watch.
Yeah, my final thoughts are, wow, Hovland again. I mean, we've been running that train for a while. I mean, this guy is going to win at some point soon. He is so good. And then JT, man, obviously we know JT, but you got to admit, dude, he's done 3, 4, 5 tournaments that he's kind of like screwed the pooch on late. Something to monitor, especially when you have outrights either for him or against him late on Sundays. I mean, that makes me more apt to always get some kind of hedge if I am on him. All right, let's get into it. Last week for me, I kind of talked about it. I didn't like the setup for cash games, and it was the first week that I fell short in most cash games. You know, I got there a little bit in the head-to-heads, but I didn't like how I already knew most of the plays were going to be most of the plays, if that makes sense, Sam. And unfortunately, I had some of the wrong chalk. So it is what it is. I'm looking to get back on the horse this week. I think this week, I'm very confident this week, very confident. I feel really good about this week all around. I know a lot of people will talk about soft pricing, but who cares? Just make the right lineups. That's what it comes down to. So let's start up top. We always on our podcast like to start with the guys that are 10,000 and above, just because, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, when you look at it, I would assume that my boy DJ is going to be the only guy that's like, I don't want to say under owned, but lower owned, you would think. I mean, nobody plays the guy who wins because he's hashtag tired. So Morikawa is in a very intriguing play, ironically. Other than that, I'm not talking about Rory, JT, and Bryson. Like, just play them, you know?
Yeah, I wrote in my article, I think the best way I can describe it is like, you know, I always do kind of 2 picks, 2 fades, and I literally don't feel comfortable fading a single person above 9,000 or 10,000 for that matter. Like literally, like I'm in my article, like I wasn't even trying to like make it a joke, but I was like, okay, he hasn't played here in a while, and maybe he has some hangover from the second. I mean, like literally any one of these guys can win. I like DJ a lot. I think he goes the odd man out because everyone loves playing Rory. Morikawa's a stud. And then Cantlay is going to be highest on the slate. So I like DJ as a leverage spot, but I hope he doesn't get talked up and kind of everyone has the same game, you know, group think, and then he ends up being one of the highest owned. Are you playing JT?
Yeah, I mean, I always play JT. I'm obsessed with JT. I think that he's the type of guy. The only reason that I'm potentially might shy away from DJ if I had to pick one is sometimes DJ, more often than not, just doesn't bring the attitude. Like, I don't want to freaking play one of the guys that, you know, in a field like this where there's everybody here, like, give me the guy that's pissed off, that still is elite. I mean, that's just the way that I'm kind of thinking about things. I'm actually looking right now, pulling up my 3 entries, like, and I don't think I actually am playing Bryson. I made my lineups because tomorrow I'm freaking way behind.
I think is, you know, I mean, he's won here. He's on an epic tear, but like, I don't know if I'm playing.
I'm fading Bryson right now in my main lineups. Like he's, you know, I'll play 20 max entry stuff, but the reason is just because, well, everyone else is going to play him. I get it. The one thing that Sam, you brought up in your content a few weeks ago that I kind of lucked out. I feel like maybe when I had a big win on him with some of the top 10 stuff, whatever, but I don't know. His irons looked awful. I mean, there's something to say about it. Like, I don't know. I'm nitpicking. I'm looking for a reason. 11-1, you know, give me Rory at 10-7. When do you ever see this? That's the way I'm kind of looking at this week. Like, how is Rory discounted? Like, something doesn't look right there. And I have one note this week, Sam. One. That's it. Because I think shorter field, like, you know, I think you're going to make a good cash game lineup. But GPPs, I'm like, just play Rory. Like, that's all I got from up top. So I'm playing Rory, JT. Let's move on. Let's go down from Cantlay, who's we don't even need to talk about him. I feel like he's mega chalk. Like, right? I mean, Cantlay's a great play. I mean, play him in cash games. Play him in GPP. I don't know.
For sure.
He'll be the high zone. You can check that out on Sam's projection portal, which basically updates daily. Let's go down to Gary. Let's just stop there. Let's do quickly 4 tiers. So Woodland at 8,600. We're not talking about Cantlay. We already said he's a building block. You play him in cash games and you move on. Talk to me about this range. Another value play in your eyes and your main leverage spot.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go right back to Hideki because I don't ever not play him. He's so bad at putting. He's gonna continue to be bad at putting. It is what it is. Rom is egregiously priced. I mean, oh my god, 9,300. Like, I can't believe that. I like Rom a lot. I would play Rom in cash. I might play Rom and Hideki together, or I will probably almost certainly play 2 of Hideki, Rom, Cantlay. And then, obviously, Tiger's going to win the tournament by 12. You don't really need to talk about him. I don't care about the layoff. I really don't. I mean, dude, he's had a layoff so many times. He's been injured so many times. That doesn't bother me whatsoever. And then, I'll wait to talk about some guys. It's weird. This range is a weird one for me. I'm fading guys that I almost always play, and it doesn't feel good. Like, I'm not playing Gary. Do you see how many strokes he gained putting?
People love Gary. I mean, I told you last podcast I was staying away. First of all, he lucked out in making the cut, and then he lucked out with all his putting. So yeah, I'm not. I think he's gonna be mega popular, and like, he should set up well here, but I don't know. His approach game looks meh. His off the tee game looks eh. I'm looking right now live. I think his greens in regulation are just He hit some greens last week, but I don't know. Like, Gary scares me.
Dude, he was banging 30 footers every other hole. It was people were tilting so bad.
I've kind of avoided him all year. I mean, I'll probably avoid that as well. Right now we have a lot of agreement on this podcast. It's not always if you're a new listener, especially all the folks coming from Bet Karma, Sam and I don't always agree, FYI. But yes, I'm playing Hideki. First off, Hideki, as always, he's just so good, and he's priced very favorable. He gained 5.5 strokes putting, with his approach shots last week. 9 tee to green. He's crushing with his greens. Yeah, he's never going to make putts, but he's just so good. And he played last week. I'm going right back to my boy Hovland, and yeah, he should be mega chalk. If Hovland's not mega chalk, which I don't know, I mean, he's going to be, right? I don't have your projections pulled up. I'm assuming 20%. Hovland is
he's like 8.
So good.
Yeah.
I want to play him in cash. Yeah. I know Cantlay's the right move, but I really want to play him in cash. I have a bet on him. He's one of the few guys I'll go after this week on the podcast at least, but you can get the rest of the bets. So Hovland, it's Matsuyama. And then, damn, dude, total agreement on Rahm. I mean, if we record this or re-listen to this podcast, you were like, I like Rahm. I love Rahm. I'm probably going to play a lot of Rahm. I think I might play Rahm in 2 main. Yeah, I mean, that's probably how I feel. He will be owned, whatever, 20%. Just don't overthink ownerships. Like, a lot of people are going to be owned. You've got to have the right owned guys, if that makes sense, especially with a shorter field. Rahm has been a fan favorite of mine, a lover boy of mine for the last 3 years, ever since he came on the tour. I'm playing him this week. He looked good on Sunday. Can it burn me? Sure. I mean, whatever, it's golf. And then finally in this range, dude, I totally agree. And yes, he will be owned. I'm playing Tiger. I'm probably playing Tiger in cash, probably playing him in my main lineup. I'm not worried. Some people will look into the stats. They'll get scared. They'll overthink it. He hasn't played yet. I mean, in my opinion, when Tiger plays, he's ready. Like, he doesn't mess around. Like, if he's not coming to these other tournaments, he either doesn't want to be a part of it because they're whatever, or he's actually not ready. That's how I feel about where he's at.
I think last guy mentioned, I'm all in. I'm going right back to Berger. He's looked so good. A couple weeks off.
He'll be popular. I'm probably fading him.
He should be.
He's going to be popular. I'm playing Answer. I like Answer instead. I think Answer's won me some money this year. So
Answer's my favorite. Answer's my favorite play on the slate. I already
right? He'll be chalk. But they're all, again, I don't even want to talk about ownerships until we get down a little bit lower. All these guys are going to be owned. I would just not play everybody. Here's guys I'm not playing. I'm not playing Brooks. Actually, ironically, probably not playing Rose. I really wanted to last week, even when he was tanking, but I'm not going there. I'll play him in a 20 max. I don't have much Fowler exposure, even though I like him. I'll have him in some 20 max stuff. But yeah, I'm just kind of playing the guys I talked about. So let's move on. Let's go down from Patrick Reed to, I don't know, 7,300, and then we'll quickly glance through guys below, and that'll get us to the end of the podcast here. So that range, Sam, will go back to you. An interesting range. Again, Patrick Reed, 84 down to 73.
Yeah, I'm going right back to Patrick Reed. He's such a dick. Completely screwed me this last week. Gonna go right back. He will completely lost, but I'm okay with it. I never play Finau because he sucks. He's gonna get owned because people saw a video of him hitting at a mile. I don't care.
If he dominates, I'm gonna be so pissed because I don't really have exposure to him either.
Matthew Fitzpatrick is so overpriced as always. Completely no win equity. Dude, he has like the least win equity of anyone in the top 50 in the world.
Do you see?
I love
strokes.
Yeah, it's so. Oh my god. The guys I like the most, honestly, I really like Neiman. I think he'll be popular, but he's just such a stud. He's like a Hideki light kind of. I will probably lose money with Paul Casey. He'll miss the cut, and I'm going back to Benny Ann. Because he saw something on Friday. I really think if that storm not come on Friday, he would have made the cut. And then my favorite value in this range, Doc Redman 2 weeks ago was like $3 billion, and everyone played him like 30% ownership. And now he's 7,600, albeit in a better field, and he's going to be like 7% owned. I'm going right back. I might play Doc in cash. He's so good, like so good.
So
those are my hot takes.
I don't argue that at all. That Doc take actually, I prefer a more chalkier Kevin Streelman at that price point. But Streelman to me is just, we've talked about him, right? For the last freaking 4 weeks, 6 weeks. I mean, you've written him up in your content as well. Streelman's hitting every green in every fairway, and he's putting the lights out. His approach game looks good. I mean, I think he's good chalk. I'm having a hard time figuring out. I don't even know why I'm overthinking this, but I know I should play Paul Casey. The way my lineup is constructed right now, I don't know if I can get there, but I feel like you got 7,900 to me. Like, I need to wake up from this COVID coma because seems just off. I feel like I'll end up playing him, which might stretch my lineup thin.
I hate Paul Casey. Whenever I play him, he shoots $1 million, and it's so annoying. And he's gonna be owned, but he's too cheap. I mean, Kuchar's probably too cheap. I'll probably go back to him too.
Kuchar won't be owned.
Dude,
He's not playing good enough.
AC, play some Sergio.
I like Sergio. He's in one of my lineups. He's, again, talk quickly on ownership. He'll be 10% owned. I thought Jason Day might be more popular, but he's not. And I find that very intriguing because he played a lot better last week. I mean, relatively speaking. But this is the course. Here's how I'm thinking about this course. This is why I like Tiger a lot. I know you do too. We just actually kind of glossed over this in the beginning, kind of what we thought was going to be different about the course. It's going to be much harder, faster greens. Obviously the rough's going to grow longer. I think a lot of people know this already. But I kind of want more of that gamer guy, like the guy who's going to scrappy. That's what Jason Day is, even when he's in better form. He's just like a good scrappy guy. So that's kind of why I was leaning with him. And I'm going with the Columbus narrative. He's at home 2 weeks in a row. Finally played well there. I think that's an interesting pivot. I thought it was going to be a cash game like play, but I don't think I'll need him. Probably would rather go to Casey and just be safer about it.
The absolute best. The best leverage in this play, and this is probably only for 20 max because he has looked so bad. No one is going to play Sungjae Im at 8,200. Like, not one person. He might be
people will play him. People will play him because he'll be 10%. Here's who you got to play.
Horrible.
I'm not the biggest fan of trying to think my 3 max if he's in it. He's not. But I really like Mark Leishman this week. I think nobody's going to play him. He's looked bad.
Oh.
He ejected. He was chalk last week. I think it's a great leverage play though. It's kind of like the whole I guess you brought up Sergio. Sergio will be owned. Other than that, man, I mean, that kind of does in this range. I find it odd that Kuchar is going lower owned, relatively speaking, but I guess he deserves it. He's just not really playing that well. Coming down below, I guess I can hear you out in Ben Ann. I kind of prefer a few other guys, but he did me dirty last week. Had a really good lineup, and he was the one I was missing in my GPP. These guys down here, I mean, I like some Hadwin, but I like some Sabatini. I'll tell you who's a trap. It's Billy Horschel. If you look into his data, even from last week, he he gained 6.5 strokes putting. He's going to be popular. I'm not playing Billy Horschel. I think that's a trap in cash games. I mean, yes, can he be good? He just really hasn't been good at all, like since the comeback. And
his iron came and stopped for like so many times. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Billy Horschel is extremely volatile. I mean, he really is just like Ben Ann, to be honest. He went through like a good stretch for a while, surprisingly. Second half of last season into early this season. But yeah, that kind of does it.
It was a great course fit. Harris English 7,300.
Yeah, nobody's gonna play him. Remember he was on week one out of the gate. That was fun.
Yeah, for some unknown reason. Yeah.
All right, let's go to the next range. I stopped at 73 basically for a reason. I think from 72 on, there actually this week is a lot of decisions to be made. And I feel like you're going to have takes and I'm going to have takes. So let me just start because I let you take the last couple ranges. Now, I don't think anyone in specific will be mega chalk. I mean, unless things change. I mean, Hadwin's in that last range.
There's one chalk bomb, and I don't know if I can do it.
Who's the chalk?
Lucas Glover, dude. He's getting so much hype. Glover chalk never works out. Never works.
Well, that's going to be one of the guys I was going to bring up. I do like him a lot. I don't know, man. 10% to me just isn't in a shorter man field. Yes, you're right. He will be 10% owned, which I guess is somewhat high. But I don't know. Like, I'm trying not to even think about ownership this week. But I really do like Lucas Glover. The guy that I want to play in cash, that I'm scared because I have a rule, his name is Keegan Bradley. I'm trying to tell myself not to do it. I really want to do it. I mean, did you look into his data this past week? It was just like, what the hell? He gained 10 strokes approach, 10 strokes gained tee to green. I have him last week, first in approach total, first in ball striking, second in opportunities gained. Yep. He's just typical Keegan. He's missing every freaking putt possible. Dude, Keegan Bradley is literally a good cash game play. I mean, tell me I'm wrong, but you damn well know he's going to freaking use 9 strokes putting.
Never Keegan.
I know.
Never Keegan.
I can't do it.
I have no more interest in Brendan Steele.
Yeah, he's not going to be owned, though. I thought he was going to be owned. I'm with you, though. I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah, you saw I put an outright dart on him on a tournament at like 201. I thought he was going to be a cash game play for me, but I'm obviously probably not going to go there. But he's going to be one. He's going to be one of my main lineups, just because I feel like with Steele, we talked about this a few weeks ago. Even if he doesn't bring his iron game, like he's scrappy. He's like, we talk about Jason Day, like he can just drain putts, dude, and like carry himself. And he's good around the green, like he always has been. Steele was a guy.
4 billion strokes putting. Dude, last week he crushed me. It's like, dude, make like 1 of every 7. Just make 1 of 7.
Yeah. He's volatile for sure. But
he hit 2 on par 5s. I saw him on Shot Tracker. He had 2 shots for eagle. 1 was 3 feet, 1 was 5. Missed both. Didn't even hit the hole. I was like, oh my God, so bad.
Yeah, that's bad.
Are you going back to Dahmen?
Oh yeah, Dahmen's my boy, dude. We never broke up. 100%. I mean, this is how you win golf tournaments. You got to go back to the guy. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Justin Rose is going to top 5 this week. Nobody's going to play him. I wish I was playing him in a main lineup, and I don't think I am. Unfortunately, I really want to, but yeah.
I might play Rose.
I'm going back to Max Homa, dude. I'm considering Max Homa in cash. Like, why not?
You literally never again in cash. Literally last week in Discord. Last week in cash, you literally, or last week in Discord, you said never again max home run cap.
I didn't say that about Joel Donovan, though.
Mm-hmm.
I am considering Joel Donovan. I think he's going to be 1% owned in cash games, and if you have a chalky lineup around him, all it takes is one guy, right, to make it unique. If Joel Donovan binks it, I don't even want to say bink a top 10. I mean, I just feel like he has the game for it, as scary as it sounds after last week, but that same chalk lineup. I mean, dude, look at his stats. Like, go back to the AT&T Pro-Am. I mean, 8.5 strokes gained tee to green, 9 at the Genesis, 9.5 at the Arnold Palmer.
I know.
6.5 at the Schwab, 6.5 at the Travelers. His approach game has been money literally every single week. I don't know what the hell happened. I mean, this is just like the random ejection.
I know. I'm going back to Varner.
Yeah. He'll be popular for sure.
I know. He gets a lot of buzz because people like him. Annoying.
Varner, if you look into Varner's stats, he kind of resembles like a really, really, really poor man Victor Hovland. Not really, he's been around longer, but he kind of like has that similar game.
So him, Hovland, and Answer are all similar in the fact that they hit so many greens, but when they miss the green, they are so bad. Like,
yeah.
They just do not get up and down. Yeah.
And Varner, when he gets in the runnings, like he does at times, he chokes every weekend. Like, that's what he does.
Totally.
He doesn't.
It's like you almost want him like 30th, so he doesn't have a chance of being near the top. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
right.
Under
Couple more
70.
guys. Who are you looking at?
Ryan Moore, I'm going to lose money on him again. Ches Reavy. We're going back to the Ches Reavy.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down with that. I made my 20 lines because, like I said, I'm out of commission tomorrow, essentially. And the Chesinator somehow made like 3 of my 20 lineups. I don't know why. And I didn't even look into his stats. I'm looking at him now. He finished top 20 last week. Setup, man.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, I like this play a lot. I would play Ches in cash, honestly.
My boy Tyler Duncan, 6,300. Is that a joke? I might go all in. He might be 100% closer, dude. Oh my god,
dude, the Ches.
He's so good.
I'm looking at the Ches's long iron game. It's pretty good. I'm
gonna play my punt. My punt of the week. He's in my article too. Bernd Wiesberger, dude, from the Euro Tour. He's won 3 times in the last year. He's like a top 30 ranked player in the world. And he's sick. I mean, again, he could easily screw you, whatever. He doesn't really play in the PGA that much, but 30th ranked player in the world, 6,600 at like 2% ownership. That's crazy.
All right, let me give you some of my rapid fire guys that I will be playing. And I like all these guys for main lineup constructions, whatever. Troy Merritt, 6,600, ranks first in some key stats, especially for the par threes. I'm really taking a look at that again this week. 5th in approach last week, 9th in ball striking. I love me some Taylor Gooch. I won a decent amount of money back in Showdown on Sunday. Gooch is 6,500, and I think he's going to go overlooked because Mr. My boy, I got to make a statement on Jim Furyk, who decided to screw me yet again. At 6,500, Jim Furyk, I think, is going to be popular. And honestly, he's probably a good play yet again. I mean, hell, if I'm playing Jim Furyk at 7,200 in cash games, and now he's 65, and the course sets up better for him this week, I'm probably going to be suckered into playing Jim Furyk. And you know what he's going to do? He's going to go 1 under, and he's going to miss the cut by 1, because that's what Jim Furyk does.
Yeah.
But he will be popular. You talked about Ches. I can't believe you brought him up. I thought that was going to be like a low-owned guy. I like Zach Johnson again. He was there on the leaderboard for a little bit, and as always, he tends to do that, and then he ejects. But Zach Johnson's pretty good here. I don't know what it is, man, but he plays really good here. Okay, another quick statement. Henrik Norlander was like 25% owned in cash games last week. I get it. We talked about him. We liked him. I still liked him. I didn't think they were going to do it, but they did, and they kind of lucked out in a way. He still played okay. I mean, yeah, he made 3 strokes putting. He gained 3 strokes putting, but he still wasn't terrible. And I mean, you almost like have to, like, would you play him in cash games? You almost have to consider it, especially knowing that 15 to 20% of the field played him in cash last week. You damn well know they're going to go back there at 6,500, and they won't even blink, you know?
Yeah, I mean, but he's now cheaper, and all you need to do is make the cut, which is elastic. I mean, again, he finished like top 30 or something. Like that's nothing to write home about. But at 65 or 6,300, like that gives you so. I just think with the pricing, you don't need to go that low. I wouldn't blame someone for doing it, but this pricing is such a joke that you want to do.
Any other random darts down below?
I could see a Kevin Kisner top 10 or top 5.
It's interesting. I have zero.
You're welcome, everyone.
I'm trying to see if there is anyone else. I mean, like I said, I made most of my lineups, and I talked about Gooch. I talked about I'm going to play Furyk. I'm looking down below. I did play a couple Stewie Sinks at 6,100. He made the cut last week. I mean, 2 lineups out of 20 or 1 lineup out of 20. That was my only real extreme punt. Stricker's at 6,000. He actually played well last week. I mean, I'm sure some people will go there. I mean, it's, I guess, not the worst in the world. Our boy Griot's at 6,700. You did? Oh, I thought you were talking about Griot.
Yeah, he's good.
Steb Straka's probably going to get some ownership. Sure. I'm not going back there. Yeah, I kind of mentioned, most of my pivots. We talked about Max Homa, right? I am going to make a decision. I'm going to consider Max and cash because I don't think anyone's going to go there. And I like his ceiling. There's just a lot of guys. I think a lot of people in cash games this week are going to – it's going to come down to potentially a random person if you want one of the more higher upside lineups because that's what I'm leaning. Like, I really want Tiger. Dude, I easily should make a better lineup and pivot off Tiger in cash games, go cheaper. That's probably what I should do, but I think I really want Tiger. So that's why I'm kind of debating one of the cheaper.
That's your funeral.
Why, you wouldn't play Tiger in cash?
Tiger's. Yeah, I'm playing him in cash.
Oh, okay.
I can tell everyone now. My lineup is probably going to start Cam Tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it. All right. We hit that marker. We had a big week last week. Let's see you guys. Let's see some new people jump into Discord. Remember, you can access that at dfskarma.com and then go check out subscriptions, right? How to subscribe. It's fascinating stuff. All right. My low-owned dart to win the tournament, because I didn't give many picks out tonight. You can find the rest of them at betkarma.com. I got Jason Day at 75-1. Jason Day, to me, definitely can win this tournament and just not kind of come out of nowhere. I mean, came in 7th last week, home course. Like I said, I like the narrative, and I love the price. I couldn't believe he was 75-1. I thought he'd be in the 50 range. So that's my lower-owned guy bet of the week.
Dude, I'm going right back to what I said last week. It's happening. Benny on 110-1. Lock it in. I'm gonna bet him top 20 too. Dude, he found something on Friday.
I'll have some Benny on. I'll have some Benny on exposure, but probably not in the betting market. All right, y'all. That does it. Thanks again for tuning in. You can give us a thumbs up, little comment section on both YouTube and the iTunes. That'll help us out. Until next week. Talk to you later, guys.